Hey YouTube! This is my Friday video, which I've been trying to do. So you may have seen a couple of weeks ago I bought a Washburn Force 3 from 1982, I think that one was, yes. So this is a Force 2 from 1983. Yeah. So this one's two humbuckers. Yeah, so this is pretty interesting. My thinking is here, the pickups in it look very similar to what you get in my Washburn Falcon and Eagle, which are power sustain pickups, which I think is what these are. They've got two adjustment screws on the top. Yeah, so you can tilt the angle of them. Also, I've seen that bridge. It's not on any of my Wing Series ones, but it's like a brass saddles vibrato thing, so it's just like a strap bridge in the back sort of thing. Yeah, this one there's some different things, even though it's only a year later than the Force 3. I'm not sure. I don't think it's the same maker. I believe that the Force 3 was a Yamaki built one, and then in 1982, and then by 1983, it was Cushion, I think, that made this run from, after Yamaki closed down. So although it's the same guitar, it's obviously a different spec and a slightly different build up of it. It's still got it's still got a V profile neck, what you would class as like what you'd expect to find on a V profile Strat or something like that, I think. Whereas this one has like a Toblerone bar, which is the same as the Stage Series guitars are the same. They've got the really triangular neck. This one is still slightly off. It's also asymmetrical as well, so you've got like a shorter top there than there, which is still pretty cool. It's a much thinner neck than what's on that. Also, this one has a separate fingerboard, so this doesn't have a skunk stripe because it doesn't need it. So it's got the truss rod goes in behind the. Alright, I've clearly kicked the pedal, it keeps buzzing. Yeah, so slightly different that way. I don't know, is it exactly the same tuners? No, different tuners as well, even though they say George Washburn on them. Just like you can see that those ones are, the wee screw hole in the back is in line. Yeah, and on this one, although they look the same, it's off at an angle. Yeah, so I'm not sure. It's basically guessing a wee bit. So it's still got most of the pure amazing features. It's still a lovely guitar. Maybe not the most interesting to look at. Kind of, one of our pals thinks it looks like a Fender Lead 2, which it does sort of. But there's a Peavey that looks very like one of the sort of modern ones. Is it a Raptor? Something like that. It's this kind of, also you get bases this shape. But so it's a bolt neck, as you can see there. But if you look at where the bolt is, the neck actually comes into right in below this pickup, which is pretty cool. What also it means is it moves, the whole neck is kind of here, whereas on like a Strat or a Telly, the neck is, the nut would be a bit there because the neck doesn't go as far into the body, if you know what I mean. So it kind of feels very close in. It feels short. It's not. It's full. It's a full scale though. I can see the tape. I'm assuming this is 25.5 inch. Yeah, so it's just Fender scale. But it's a lovely guitar. Doesn't have coil splits in like that, just has a 3-way switch. I'm quite happy just to leave it like that. I think normally I would put switches and stuff like that, and the jack output on the front is on the front, which is where I like. The jack output means I can play it sitting down. Bullet truss rod, by far the best type of truss rod you can get. So, bridge pickup. Also, you notice that the reason I didn't do a video last week is I moved my amp. I decided that it sounded much better when I was sitting down than it was when I was standing up, because I think I wasn't within the zone of the speakers. So now I'm getting it I can hear it better. Every guitar sounds better, so I'm kind of having to go through all my guitars and trying them all again. Great. The chim's really good, much better than a Strat one. I've actually, and unlike pretty much normally, I've actually, one of my pals, our guy with fixing guitars for, Jerry, said, kind of told me how to set it so it's floating, and it can be done, and it sort of does work. You know, you kind of pop, if you pull it back the way before you tune it, that stays in. It's kind of, I'm not sure, maybe it's just because it's good it works. Maybe it's because I'm standing in front of the amp quite as well. I'll probably keep it going forever. I think that's me pretty much cycled through this. There's not really much more to it. Counting how many strips of wood it's made of. It's actually quite pretty when you get the light shining on it. Yeah, it's made of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6 strips of wood, I would say. Like, I don't know what kind of wood that would be. Ash, perhaps, actually. Don't know. But it's kind of funny, it doesn't have, these guitars feel a wee bit Telecastery because they don't have the, the chamfer there. So they're kind of square there, and the whole thing just seems to be that way, as opposed to the exact opposite of like an Explorer, where the neck is away over here somewhere. This is the way in. Yeah, so I'm not going to bother fitting coil splits or anything to this, just because if I want single coil sounds, I'll use the black one. Woo! I actually paid an awful lot more for this one than I did this one, and I would say that this one was a superior guitar, even though I prefer the humbuckers to single coils normally. But that one is a bit beat up, and the Telecaster bridge isn't meant to be on it. So this was kind of just bought for a few reasons really. Because I've got the Force 3 and the Force 4 bass, which is in bits I bought pure knackered and haven't fixed it yet. I figured that you have to have the Force 2. I didn't know the Force 2 existed. And I've been loving that one. So kind of ended up, instead of just buying a new guitar on a whim, I ended up buying like a whole series. Oh, and this one as well, as a wee bit icing on the cake, was owned by the actor Geoffrey Hughes, I think his name was, who was Onslow in Keeping Up Appearances, and he was also in Doctor Who Trial of a Time Lord, as in The Matrix. And he bought this I bought this off from his estate, just on eBay, but he bought this new in 1983. So he had this when he was in Trial of a Time Lord. Hey! But they're well looked after. It's quite well worn though. It's actually got a wee bit of fretwear under that fret. Not fretwear, your fingerboard wear, just from being that bluesy note. But again, this is like the other one. It just feels like a pro, like a working man's guitar. You can just imagine, you know, it's like a total solid workhorse. Again, I'm getting used to the look. I actually maybe quite like it now, as being a song. It's not a Strat or a Telly, but it definitely has a Fendery look to it. I thought that was a bit of a boring video. I've actually ever had a guitar where the up bend actually works. Really, even for those ones. It's quite good because, see, maybe all trims do this, or you can set them up this way, or this just happened to be set up that way. No, I did have to change it. It had very light strings on it, so I had to adjust things. But so when you bend a note, it kind of goes exactly one note up. You can bend. I'm not sure if this will work. Now this is just kind of like a tester, because when I had the amp over here, whenever I went clean, it made the mic distort. Maybe if I just turn the volume right down. Fantastic. It really isn't. It never cleans up. Yeah. Metal!